started it.
We break out in song, rejoice with us. We blow our trumpets, beat our drums. Empowered are we with visions for the future. We break the silence. Empowered are we with visions for the future. We break the silence. We are willing, we are ready to leave our footprints on the mighty sands of time. We have our visions and inspirations. With joy and power, we claim our equal prize. Living our dreams, the future is us. Our senses unfold, we are gifted. With esteem and pride, we celebrate our lives. The children are we. With esteem and pride, we celebrate our lives. The children are we. We are willing, we are ready to leave our footprints on the mighty sands of time. We have our visions and inspirations. With joy and power, we claim our equal prize. Listen to our voices, the children are we. Our lives really matter. We are free as the wind, like waves on the ocean. With rhythm we dance. No more do we fear the silence, the silence, the silence, the silence.
Yeah, but they always entertain people before.
We celebrate My Voice, our equal future. Our inner selves awakened. We claim the world. We are willing. We are ready.
We are willing, we are ready to leave our footprints on the mighty sands of time. Hear our voices, girl children are we. We raise our voices for our equal future. We have our visions and inspirations. With joy and power, we claim our equal prize.
Wow. Yes, I am willing and ready to leave my footprints on the mighty sands of time. Hi, Carol. Are you ready? How do you feel now that the big day is finally here?
Hi, Elizabeth. I feel wonderful. Are we all ready and excited? We especially acknowledge Crystal and Sugandha for putting together a beautiful promo for the forthcoming event. Let's watch it once again.
In the meanwhile, I can see Sister Winifred here. We're so happy to have you with us, Sister. There are lots of people here, so would you like to introduce yourselves and tell us where you're from in the chat box?
I can see a lot of answers. It would be great if everyone could introduce themselves so that we get to know each of y'all.
Wow, that's so nice. We have so many people from so many different places across the world. Isn't it wonderful how we unite together for such a noble cause?
Recording in progress.
It's wonderful to see so many people answering.
Also, feel free to turn the pages on the Zoom screen and discover familiar faces here. You can even say a hi to them on the chat box and catch up with happy greetings to each other. Are you all excited to be here? Then show us how you feel using some reactions.
Let me know something.
Please rename yourselves by your name, followed by the country or the unit you're from.
Okay, so once again, welcome everyone to IDG 2022. Today's event will come to life with enthusiastic and influential people who are here ready to educate, enlighten, and entertain you. So sit back and relax as we present to you IDG 2022.
We are indeed very honored to have our mission partners from the Good Shepherd family across the world, some of whom are burning the midnight oil at 2 a.m. their local time. We especially acknowledge the support and presence of Sister Joan Lopez, our congregational leader, and her team, who will be joining us during this session. This event would not be a reality without the support of our unit leaders of Good Shepherd Asia Pacific, as well as the Good Shepherd Justice and Peace Office, New York, and of course, Good Shepherd International Foundation. Hearty welcome to all the leaders, educators, girls, and boys from the Good Shepherd family. We extend a warm welcome to all our participants on YouTube. Rest assured that we are happy to listen to your voices as well.
Before we commence, let us center ourselves. Become aware of your breath. Let's bring into our hearts the numerous girls around the world who are unable to access their basic right to live. As we connect beneath the beautiful skies of our common home, may our hearts unite and synergize to be a blessing for each other. May each one of us turn the M in me and make it we as we remember the infinite blessings we are privileged to receive, whilst so many of our peers are struggling to exercise their basic right to breathe and live. Dear God, transform our hearts that we may count our infinite blessings and whisper a prayer each time for our friends at the margins. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Now, we would like to introduce ourselves to you.
Hello to everyone present here. I'm Carol, your host. I'm currently in 11th grade from Sacred Heart Girls' School, Bangalore. I say yes to girls' rights, no to resource extraction, and to exploitation of girls and women.
Hello everyone, I'm Elizabeth, a 10th grader from Good Shepherd School, Chennai, India. I believe that regardless of our backgrounds, it is the number of lives we have touched and the legacies we leave behind that matter.
Hello everyone, my name is Britti and I'm from Sacred Heart Girls High School. I believe that my and my fellow girls' place in this society is one of importance and we will make sure it is seen as such.
Before we move on, let's make sure that we follow some etiquette to ensure that we make the most out of this session. Please remain muted at all times unless you are asked to unmute your device. Also, rename your gadgets such that your name is followed by the place you are from. It would be greatly appreciated if you could turn on your videos as well. Most importantly, feel free to use the chat box and reactions at all times to support and encourage your peers. Or raise your hands if you would like to speak or ask a question.
Here is what we hope to achieve during this session. The goals: to build bridges that we weave the gap in access to girls' rights. We hope to build a listening community of educators who can hold the space for girls to express their rights, create awareness of shifting from me to we, bring forth the voices of the boys in solidarity with the girls, celebrate goals with goals for girls, share the dreams for the future.
Since IDG 2020, we have been listening to the powerful voices from our friends in Sri Lanka, whose advocacy through the IDG theme song is indeed inspiring. Once again, we are delighted to bring forth the beautiful rendition from Sri Lanka, which will help us reflect on the theme for the day: Me to We, Girls' Rights Now.
Hello, it's me here, a little girl feeling so abandoned. Hello, would you be a bit more sincere? Do you mind showing me some care?
Mana bobo.
That we
Wow. How did you like that video? Tell us using emojis. I think that's mind blowing. It is indeed high time that we change the M in me and make it we.
அட கடவுளே நான் யூடியூப்ல பார்க்கணும் அப்படின்னா
I can see many emojis. It would be great if y'all could put more emojis. You can see a lot of hearts.
That's nice. Now let's connect through emojis.
Participants are requested to respond using the chat box or the reaction button to the following situations.
Okay, so how would you feel coming back to IDG 2022? Show us your emojis, come on.
You can use reactions as well.
Wow, that's
I
nice.
see hearts. I see excitement. I see a party icon.
Cool, okay. Let's move on to the second question. Now, which emoji would you use if it were your exam today? My friends from Philippines are the right target group. They have an exam today and they're here attending our session after their exam. So, how would you feel if you had an exam today?
I see a lot of crying. I see a smile. I can feel the pain behind that smile.
Yeah. Okay, now what if I tell you the exam is suddenly declared to be online and not offline? Which emoji would you use now? Wow, that's so relatable.
Now, let's check which is the most used emoji during the pandemic. The mask. All right. I see a lot of masks.
That makes sense.
I see a COVID emoji. There's an angry emoji. All right. Now let's bring the girls in Ukraine and war to an Afghanistan and the brave girls in Iran. Now share an emoji in solidarity with them. I
Wow,
see
that's
flowers.
nice
I
to see.
see praying hands.
Dear warriors in Iran, we are especially in solidarity with you during our program. Along with the women, you are at the forefront of the fight for bodily autonomy in your country. At this juncture, we admire your courage and determination, and we hope that many of us take valuable lessons from you.
We send all our love to everyone who is in this situation from all of us. Now, let's move on to the next question. How do you feel when you see so many of us gathered here to advocate girls' rights?
Wow, we're glad to see that you're all excited.
So many hearts, starry eyes. Wonderful. What is the best emoji that describes you at this moment? We can see hearts, party.
Audio.
That's really nice to see. The emoji barometer has recorded that the energy quotient in this space is super high. In fact, high enough to charge this container into the future. Let's move to the agenda for today. Okay, so I'll just read out the agenda for now. It should appear on the screen in due time. So the agenda for today, we've already come together. So that's the first part of our program today. I hope you're all comfortable with each other now. The next event will be Safe Space, followed by the segment Power to Us, Me2We. This will be followed by the next segment called Boys in Solidarity with Girls. Building Bridges from Me to We will follow that segment. And this is how we will hope to conclude our session today. We hope to finish the session in 2 hours' time, including the commercial breaks. Here is the agenda on the screen now. So as we can see, coming up next is Safe Space. Over to our moderators, Crystal and Michelle, and our lovely panelists. But before that, Riddhi will share with us a message from Thailand through a video.
Thank you, Elizabeth. We now have a video from Thailand and our girls speaking up for themselves and how they want to express themselves freely.
We're thankful to sisters for their lifelong contribution, unity, respect, and friendship. It is the best solution. Today we are together and we love study hard. Enjoy the process. We want to be smart. We wish for every girl to be protected in harmony with inner self and society respect. No violence. Stop abuse and violation. We have the knowledge to stand up against discrimination. We wish for every girl to be protected, educated, free. Bringing justice to our world.
Thank you, Riddhi. It is indeed our pleasure to commence the safe space as our panelists today are girls who put an effort to bridge the gap. We hope that all of you will be cheering us on by listening and supporting our girl leaders in one voice. My name is Crystal, and I believe that we deserve equal rights as one community, regardless of gender. Discrimination has to be terminated, and we will stand in unity with all those who fight to earn freedom and the rights they deserve. And my tagline for today is, in solidarity, me and we shall walk towards reaching the pinnacle of the destination where girls righteously deserve to be in.
Hello everyone, my name is Michelle Joshua and I'm a moderator for Safe Space, and I wouldn't accept anything else lesser than equal rights for girls and women. May the force be with you always. My tagline is equality for all regardless of gender, race, identity, religion, and orientation. Now we have a question for Judith. I am very happy to introduce I'm sorry for the problem. I am very happy to announce Miss Judith, who is here with us representing Good Shepherd Services in Malaysia. She's here along with Illis, and Miss Judith is passionate about being a torchbearer of change in the society. So here's a question for you, Miss Judith. Looking from the perspective of girls in Malaysia, is there enough representation of girls and women in lawmaking bodies? If it is negligible, then how am I supposed to trust our lawmaking bodies to make solutions for me? And in your role as an adult caregiver in GS services in Malaysia, how do you attempt to make it a safe space for girls and women to express their views?
Thank you, Michelle, for the introduction and your question. So currently, we only have about 14% of members of parliament in Malaysia who are women, despite there being a target for 30% female representation. And as for in the state legislative assemblies, the percentages range from about 4.5 to 27% of women who are still underrepresented. So you can see there is a serious gender imbalance in the lawmaking bodies of our country. To tackle this, we can start by identifying and approaching lawmakers of both genders to become allies for gender equality and actively advocate for girls' rights by bringing our concerns about girls' and women's issues to them to make it clear that these needs must be met. We also need to support initiatives that push for equal gender representation in legislative bodies and share with people who can vote about the importance of electing women representatives to positions of leadership and decision-making. And regarding the creation of safe spaces, when me and my coworkers work with girls and women in our services, we practice the value of respecting and upholding the dignity of persons in the way we interact with them. We believe that they need to experience this before they can feel comfortable to approach us. And when they do, we demonstrate willingness to listen when they need help or someone to talk to. This is very important because it builds trust, which then leads to a safe space for them to express their opinions and voice out their views on matters. Eventually, this would result in the formation of a support system for them. And in addition, continued advocacy for girls and women's rights at all levels of society is also important to generate more safe spaces. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for that elaborate response. I would now like to forward this question to Delvi, a girl advocate representing Malaysia. So here is the question for you, Delvi. So I believe that girls have the capabilities as boys to be leaders and can do a splendid job of leading us into the future, side by side with boys. So why am I considered incompetent to be a leader just because of my gender? And what more should we do to change this stigma? Over to you, Delvi.
Thank you for the question. From my point of view, people think that girls cannot be good leaders because they are still stuck in a mentality that boys has to be the leader. You see how many leaders from around the world are mostly male. Not only globally, even the smallest part in our lives includes the leadership of males. For example, when I was in kindergarten, I was a new kid. Not trying to brag, but I was known for being a good kid, that the teacher picked me to be the class monitor. But weeks after, a new kid came in. He was my cousin, and to my surprise, my position as a class monitor was given to him the day he came in. Why? I never know the reason, but the teacher said that he is more suitable for the position since being a class monitor requires leading our classmates. So the only thing that came across my mind that time was that. So I didn't have the ability to lead them then. Past is past, but come to think of it, this mentality has been living in our life for so long, and as far as I can see, it'll be hard to break through it. But that's why I'm here today. There are more that we should do to change their view of female leaderships. For instance, joining this kind of activity where you talk about this issue and share your opinion with the world. Other than that, we can create a page on any social platforms like Instagram or Facebook where informations about girls' leaderships can be found or read by the public. That's all.
Thank you, Delvi, for bringing light on this thing. I would now like to invite Deborah, who is also a girl advocate representing Malaysia. Over to you, Deborah.
Hello. In today's society, people still think that only boys are suited to be leaders. Girls are seen as being unfit to lead due to gender comparison. For example, boys' advantage in terms of physical strength cause them to be viewed as better leaders and hold higher position compared to girls. There's a few ways to change the public view on this. One is to support agencies that play a role in advocating for girls and women's rights. Also, various programs and campaigns about gender equality should be carried out to change the way people think. Thank you.
Thank you, and Deborah, for your words on this. Over to you, Brithi.
We now have a video from Malaysia voicing their plea to support their dreams and education, and a video from Central East India with girls and women speaking about how learning about their rights has helped them.
Girls must go to school. The girls must have education. Girls should be able to go to school and study. I feel sad when I hear about girls in other countries that cannot go to school and able to study. When a girl gets an education, she can live a better life. Girls have got the right to go to school and study, not just boys. Girls should not be the only ones doing housework. Boys can do housework too. Girls can work in any job, that's police, doctor, engineer, and others. As girls, we have many different strengths of our own.
Housework is not only for girls. Boys can also do housework. There are girls who got married at 16 to 18 years old. This is not fair. Girls also have dreams they want to achieve. Girls and boys should equal rights.
A very big thank you to all in Malaysia for raising your voice in this safe space.
मुझे पढ़ने का मौका मिला है मैं पढ़ लिख के आगे बढ़ना चाहती हूँ ऊंची मंजिलें पाने का हौसला रखते हैं ऊंची मंजिलें पाने का हौसला रखते हैं हम लड़कियां पढ़ लिख कर अपने माँ बाप का नाम रोशन करते हैं हमें पढ़ने का हक है నా పేరు కమల్ చేసుకోవాలమ్మా మాది ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ కాలేజీ నేను మా అమ్మ మా నాన్న సరుకులు వేసుకుని బతికేవాళ్ళం చదువుకుంటా వలన నేను బాల హక్కుల గురించి తెలుసుకున్నాను శుభస్థానం తెలుసుకున్నాను కొన్ని నెంబర్స్ తెలుసుకున్నాను
ఎంత స్టూడెంట్ కాలేజ్ దివ్యాంశంగా ఇచ్చాను
నాకు చదువు మీద ధ్యాస కలిగింది టీచర్ సాయంతో నేను స్కూల్లో జాయిన్ అయ్యాను ఇప్పుడు నేను సంతోషంగా ఉంటున్నాను
Thank you, Malaysia, for raising your voice.
My question is for Miss Ferroni Fernando. So access So my question is for Miss Ferroni Fernando. So access to menstrual hygiene is a basic human right, and menstruation is a completely normal process. But the reason why girls and women can have a children, then why is it frowned upon by society and treated as something disgusting?
Thank you, Michelle. Yeah, now menstrual health and hygiene is essential to the well-being of a woman. And also, it's a basic right for the mental and physical well-being of girls and women. More than 300 million women worldwide are menstruation, and normally the menstrual cycle is inconvenient and annoying to girls. So, and sometimes it's embarrassing, so that we should try to keep hidden, that we shouldn't talk about it. So, why do people think we need to hide this, and society thinks this is something disgusting? So, here are few of the reasons that girls shouldn't feel ashamed of their periods, and you should never let someone else make you feel that way, because periods are not an exception, and you are not weird for having one. It's a part of completely normal biological process. So your period can be an indicator of your health, and people have irregular periods and are very healthy. But if your cycle suddenly changes and there's no clear reasons, it could be a single that sign that something's up, and you should consult your doctor. And having a healthy menstrual cycle is a blessing. So because as girls, we are the only human beings which can give birth to another life. So that's all, Michelle.
Thank you, Fironi ma'am, for your words. And we now wish to forward this question to Gaesha from Sri Lanka. So many young girls do not have the necessary products such as pads, tampons, menstrual cups, and etc. because of their unreasonable prices and lack of education. So how do we ensure that we follow our duty to raise awareness about it, and what can we do to create change? Over to you, Gaesha.
Thanks, Rizal. Hi, I'm Gaesha. Together with the fellow girls, I look forward to amplify my voice towards the rights of the girl children in the world and to empower them. My tagline is, "Girls are the world's blossoms. I stand for their fragrance." And here is my response to the question. Yes, it is our duty to raise awareness about the reproductive health of girls, children, and women in the world. Being a girl child and a woman has implications for health, and they need to be continuously educated about sexual and reproductive health. Expenses to be made on reproductive health has to compete with other daily necessities, but there is a need to make priorities in the allocation of investments on sanitary products for girls, such as pads, tampons, and menstrual cups. Therefore, the prices should be reduced and the products should be made available for easy access. Since girls spend many years of their lives menstruating, the key priority should be given to providing the necessary knowledge, facilities, and environment to manage menstruation hygienically. In reality, the importance of hygiene during the menstrual period should be highly prioritized. That's our question.
Thank you, Gaesha, for voicing your thoughts in representation of all the girls. So over to you now, Riddhi.
Thank you, Christelle. We now have a video from Sri Lanka expressing the conditions as Sri Lanka faces its biggest economic crisis and their hopes for the future.
Day of the International Girl Child 2022. We are in the 10th consecutive year. Me2We. Individualism to communion with the universal call of the cosmos. The beauty of God's creation on earth. Our culture, heritage, and religiosity brings variation to our earth. Day of the girl child can measure through human development, but the decrease of human health, political and economic crisis descends day by day. Good Shepherd Sisters presents brings life to the voiceless girls and women in the country. Their vision is just world where women, girls and children enjoy their rights with dignity, freedom and fullness of life. We enter the day of the International Girl Child upholding the dignity of the girls today.
Thank you so much for for the video that highlighted the difficulties that's going on in Sri Lanka. So the world is well aware of the ills of marrying girls as soon as they hit puberty, and it may result in child marriage, which might be fatal to the mother and the child, who might not survive the 9-month journey and childbirth. And even if they do survive, the strain on the mother, both physically and mentally, is huge. So why is it still believed that it is all right to get a girl married before she's ready? Over to Meta from Indonesia to respond to this.
So, hello everyone, nice to meet you. So, my name is Nata Suryakusuma and I'm from Indonesia. I'm an 11th grader studying travel business major. I hope this event will be fun and helpful for all girls. So, my tagline is let's be happy without having mental health problems. Girl child marriage. Child marriage is a problem in our community and it is still happening in Indonesia, especially remote areas. Child marriage issues is caused by many factors. Child marriage linked to old tradition. Girls are seen as inferior to boys and should focus only on housework. She needs to be obedient and develop characteristics to become a good wife and mother. This expression is passed down from generation to generation. Apart from tradition, child marriage is also caused by socio-economic factors, whereby parents think that marrying off their daughters early will lessen their burden as the girl becomes the responsibility of her husband. Another cause is poor access to education. Girls who drop out from school might think that the only option they have is to be married. Actually, girls who are under 20 years old developing. From mental development point of view, they are not ready to accept the challenges they have to face in managing household. Child marriage can increase pregnancy risks that lead to reproductive health problems and even death for the pregnant girl and the baby. From that, as the representative of Indonesia, I would like to invite all girls throughout Indonesia and Asia Pacific to dare to come forward and eliminate tradition that undermine our rights as girls. So that's my presentation. Hopefully it can be useful for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you,
We
Meta,
now
for that.
We now have girls and boys from Indonesia expressing their contempt for child marriage and exposing its ills. and a video from the girls of Indonesia showing us how violence in society harms girls both physically and mentally.
I think it is very unfortunate. After all, every child still has the right to education, dream, and play.
As a boy, I feel this is very wrong because it affects our future, especially girls. So please, stop child marriage and let us develop and reach our dreams.
Of course, the girls lost their dreams. They lost education, time to play and learn.
Girls will get so many stereotypes and also physically and mentally they are intimidated.
It is closely related to people's lives, especially remote areas, because of the many underlying factors
such as lack of education, economic pressures, and local culture.
Greetings everyone! We are from Santa Maria Fatima Junior High School, and today we will be speaking up about violence towards girls in our society.
Violence is a big problem. It occurs the most between young girls within our society.
Violence incidents are very disheartening and very depressing for the victims.
It affects many girls today and can bring a huge impact to their mental and physical health. Violence towards girls in our society can occur in many forms. For example, sexual abuse, forced marriage, child neglection, stalking, rape, and many more.
We want every girl on this planet to be protected, and we want them to live in peace and harmony.
Let's stop violence! Let's stand against abuse, harassment, discrimination, and neglection. We'll make a change for the better. We want every girl to be free from violence.
So, thank you for the lovely video. Now, this is a question for Shushma. With the prevailing societal belief that girls mature emotionally and mentally sooner than boys, it is both ironical and discriminatory to reduce girls and young females to being incapable of decision making, even in their personal aspects like marriage. How is this fair, ma'am?
Thank you, Michelle. In my opinion, I really don't think it's fair that we feel discriminated into being incapable of making decisions for ourselves, even though we mature emotionally and mentally sooner than boys. But unfortunately, that's what a patriarchal system propagates. I feel the actual question here should be, are we as a society empowering our girls to make decisions for themselves? In most of our societies, we still believe in making choices for them. It begins with the kind of clothes that they wear, to which schools they need to go, up until what career they choose or who they wish to marry, right? Because somewhere deep down, we still feel that they're incapable of making the right choices for themselves. So according to me, the first step towards breaking this barrier is building the girls up, getting them to believe that they are capable of making such choices that is best suited for their lives. And we must come together as a community to equip and empower them with the right skills and tools that they would need, which will enable them to be confident enough to make such decisions for themselves. That's my 2 cents on this. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Shushma.
Now we have a video from Southwest India asking us to help provide access to education for the girl child.
Hello everyone, I'm Zainera from Sacred Heart Girls High School, Bangalore. As Malala Yousafzai said, education is neither Eastern nor Western. Education is education and it is the right of every human being. The subject of girl child has been discussed over many generations. Yes, is a topic still very relevant. I'm here to talk about importance of access to education for girl child. Are you aware of how many girls are not in school? More than 130 million girls between the age of 6 and 17 have never set their foot in classroom. One of the main reasons girls are kept out of the school is just because they are girls. They are not valued as much as boys. In impoverished parts of the world, fear for their children's safety, especially girls traveling alone, as there can be a risk of abduction or harassment. Why do you think girls' education is so important while India is facing so many other problems? The answer is quite simple. An educated woman is less likely to be a child bride. She will marry later, have fewer kids. But most importantly, she will educate her own children. Learn about the benefits of education. This is not only the responsibility of the government, but also the responsibility of the people to advocate together for girls' education. Thank you.
The video truly was an eye-opener. So my next question is for Ansa from Madagascar, who will now share her viewpoint on this question. So education is pivotal to the growth and the development of a child's life. It nurtures young, impressionable minds and helps them to grow, and it is a fundamental right that should be accessible to everyone. So why are girls denied their right to education? Because of their gender, and their education is considered significantly less important than that of boys? Up to you, Ansa.
Hello everyone. My name is Anza and I'm from Madagascar. So today I'm going to talk about access to education from Madagascar. So while children have the right to enjoy education and have to have a possibility of access to school, both girls and boys, in my view, we girls have a big contribution toward building a better future in the world. In some societies, girls are considered to be a burden to the family. Therefore, their education is considered to be an important, and their future will be restricted to marrying young and taking care of the housework and children. Other reasons include poverty, gender roles, tradition, early marriage, sexual transmitted infection to the violence, sexual, physical, and moral exhaustion due to the forced labor, and recurrent pain due to the domestic slavery that prevent girls from having access to education. Human trafficking and detention are also the most processing problem that prevent girls from having a normal education. However, I would like to share here that in our class, the girls are performing better than the boys. I'm really happy to be a girl and proud. I read a press release issued on 22 of April 20 and 22. COVID-19 studied and the education of girls in retreat for 10 years. Around 132 million girls aged 6 to 17 are still out of school worldwide. 70% are adolescents. Twice as many girls as boys will never start school. Nearly 60 million girls aged 6 to 11 will never attend primary school, compared to about 8 million boys. In most countries, girls are twice as likely as boys to be engaged in domestic work. UNESCO estimates that 11 million girls will return to school because of the economic crisis and the reluctance of parents to pay for school fees, uniform, and material. Many girls are at risk of being further deprived of the right to an education. This reality breaks my heart and drives me to advocate for girls. To eradicate this phenomenon, the necessary strategy will be, among others, the setting up of a structure for the recovery and accompaniment of young girls in school, as well as the encouragement of parents to send their daughter to school, and most importantly, to value girls in today's society. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ansa. Your response has truly enlightened us over the reality of SDG 4 and the challenge to access education. Over to you, Riddhi.
Mental health is a vital and a priority to each individual. Without good mental health, it is impossible to succeed in one's chosen field of life. And mental health is considered insignificant and often treated with great contempt and disregard and unkindness. So, why is there such stigma and taboo around it? And what should we do to change it? Here's Bianca to share her response to this question.
Thank you, Michelle, and all the great minds behind this event. Celebrating the International Day of the Girl by connecting and sharing everyone's story is really important, as it is everyone's day to celebrate our rights. That's why thank you so much as well for giving me the platform to talk about these important issues. Hi, I am Bianca from the Philippines, and I deem it my duty to amplify the voices of my fellow girls in order to make a better world for them. And I believe that girls' rights should never be a question. And to answer your question, there is still a stigma around the subject of mental health, and most of its subtopics are also treated as a taboo because it is something that we can't quote unquote see. That's why most people just completely ignore it or even disregard it, not knowing that it is indeed a real thing that is needed to be addressed. In relation to the situation of girls, we were always stereotyped as people who overreact a lot and are too sensitive. That's why when we're in a situation wherein we are visibly distressed, there are high chances that we are likely going to be ignored, or our situation will just be taken lightly instead of being treated seriously. If I may recall this one situation that I experienced, there was this one time wherein I was visibly distressed. I was using anger as my coping mechanism because I was trying to make them understand. But even then, I was trying to make them understand my point and why I'm acting like that. Since it's this particular situation is putting a toll on my mental well-being. And 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 with it, and it's like even when I had this knowledge with me that girls are being put in this box that somehow locks us from the other world, that we are people who are emotional, we can feel emotion, we can just be emotional, and we can't really react, we can just overreact, and when we feel emotion, we're just too sensitive. In that moment, I felt like even though I'm trying to actively try to make them understand me, it's like they don't want to understand me. And through this, we can change this by acknowledging that mental disorders do exist and that mental health is something that we should take care of. Let's break the stigma by breaking stereotypes as well and be trailblazers in making and being a safe space for people who are experiencing these mental health disorders. In this truth, we see how we can no longer put off the talks about mental health any longer. Just like what I said earlier, though several mental illnesses might be quote unquote invisible at first glance, it perhaps holds one of the most detrimental effects to our well being. And I know this for a fact, especially now that I don't really have time for myself, for even my family. This is because these days it seems like I'm reeling in this loop. All days seem the same. I wake up, study, eat, study some more, and then sleep. And every single day, all I ever wished was to put a stop to this or even silence my ever noisy mind just for a bit. And through this noise, only one resounding thought is coming into my head, that mental illnesses and the subject of mental health should never be sugar coated. Yes, it should be discussed with well knowing how much of a heavy matter it is, but it should be addressed in such a way that will mirror the hard truth behind all the situations that people are going through. This is the only way we can successfully break the taboo and stigma behind it and successfully put into light the people who need others to understand their situation. And there are a lot of people who needed to be understand and put into this spotlight that they need. This is because, in fact, according to the 2022 mental health statistics, there's about 970 million people worldwide who have a mental health or substance abuse disorder. That's why I hope that in each and every one of us, when you leave the meeting, you switch off your gadgets and you have a moment for yourself to think, you have this vigor and this motivation to be the change that you want to be and to be the safe space that others need. That's why together, let's hold on to this hope and be its beacon. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Bianca.
We now have a video from Virar, India, as well as girls from Nepal take up the stage, asking us to let girls spread their wings and soar to the greatest heights.
We, the little flowers of Good Shepherd Home from Virat, thanking God for placing us in the hands of Good Shepherd sisters. Today we have an opportunity to go to school and colleges. We are studying in various grades. In India, many children do not have that opportunity to go to school.
Yes, I am one of them. I am Rina, 13 years old now. My family members did not allow me to go to school, which I waited for long 12 years. I was doing household work till I was brought to Good Shepherd Home at Virat. I was coached for 10 months for basic education, and now I am promoted to 6th grade. I received the right of education.
Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world, says Nelson Mandela. Education makes us build confidence, develop personality, gain knowledge, choose right things from wrong, successful, stand for my rights. I can dream bigger than me. Let's encourage all the children to have access to school, and that will change the world. Happy International Girl Child Day!
Our time is now. Our rights, our future. Happy International Girl Child Day!
I now invite Sugandha to summarize on today's session briefly.
Hello everyone, I'm Sugandha. I'm a 10th grader at Sacred Heart Girls High School, Bangalore. I demand that girls be given their rights because I believe that girls are powerful and strong. And given the opportunity and means, we can make this world truly amazing. Why should I not be given the choice to make decisions about my body and my life? Why should I be deemed incompetent while being evaluated for opportunities just because of my gender? Why is my birth considered unlucky? Why should I be deemed weak, powerless, and voiceless by society the day I was born? Why should my worth be decided based on my appearance? Why am I told that my place is in the kitchen? When I'm harassed, Why is the blame placed on the way I dress when my perpetrators walk free? Why do I have to live like a caged bird? Since time immemorial, daughters of the world have been denied their true place by patriarchal society, entrenched in the archaic belief that girls are a liability to the community. Girls often face intersecting prejudices because of their age, gender, religious affiliation, sexual identity, ethnic background, income, and race. Here are a few statistics to show you the plight of girls from all over the world. Did you know that 1 out of 3 girls experiences gender-based violence throughout her life? Each year, 52 million girls drop out of school and get married before the age of 18. That's 28 girls every minute. 1 out of 4 girls feels unsafe in her own home after COVID-19. 1 in 4 girls between the ages of 15 to 19 are neither employed nor engaged in education or training. 1 out of 5 girls suffers from depression due to familial and societal pressure. Many girls use dirty rags instead of pads, tampons, and menstrual cups, leading to the rise of chronic diseases. They're taught to view their periods as something shameful and not to discuss them with anyone. The lack of proper education has many adverse effects on a girl's health, both mentally and physically. Now, please take a moment to reflect on this. Girls are human, so we are entitled to human rights. These include the right to live free from violence and discrimination, express our views on matters, enjoy the highest attainable standard of physical and mental health, be educated, own property, vote, and earn an equal wage. It is universally agreed upon that girls are human. Yet, our world is so hesitant to give us the rights and respect that every individual deserves, and we're often considered less than boys. Girls have the same capacity to success and intelligence as boys. But sadly, that is not the view of society. We need to step up to change this outlook towards us for the better. To create change, the first step is awareness. We as girls need to realize that we are powerful, strong, intelligent, capable, have the right to express ourselves, and are beautiful inside and out. We need to stand up for each other and be there to listen to what others have to say. Because who other than us can do a better job of supporting one another? My voice and the voice of every girl is of vital importance, and it deserves to be heard. And we need to rise up in solidarity to help instill confidence in every girl and let her know that we are there for her and cheering her on every step of her journey. I believe that we were able to lay down the foundation for this through the Safe Space segment. We felt that we were listened to and understood without being judged. We were able to bring up the issues we face and find effective solutions for them. Through this segment, we accomplished bringing all of us together from the Asia Pacific region and helped to bridge the gap. Together, we will demand our human rights. Together, we will unleash and harness our true power in all dimensions. And together, we will step up to create change for the better. Thank you.
Thank you, Sugandha, for those powerful words of empowerment.
I like to thank our moderators and panelists for doing such an awesome job. I feel empowered and more confident just by witnessing this segment. We covered many significant topics such as menstrual health, access to education, early marriage, mental health, girls as leaders, and sociotypical stereotypes. After participating in this segment, I realized there's a long road ahead of us for attaining equality, but when we all come together and bridge the gap, we come one step closer to achieving our goal and making each other feel heard and supported.
As this is a celebration of girls, the day wouldn't be complete without recognizing the actions we are taking to help each other out. As the saying goes, queens help their fellow queens put on their crowns. Now, without further ado, let's see what our girls have been up to this past year. As we sail forth to our next segment, Power to Us, Me2We, let's listen to the updates of various projects of IDG 2021. Last year, we launched two significant initiatives relevant to the theme Digital Generation, Our Generation, acknowledging that girls have access to their rights even digitally. Let's hear the updates from the girls in the Philippines, Central East India, Southwest India, Indonesia, and Sri Lanka to share their updates on the Girls with Girls for Girls project. Over to you, girls.
I am G. Balatadni from Good Shepherd, Chennai of Standard 12. Today, I have been given this marvelous opportunity to speak for the girls and be a part of this revolutionary movement. I am an athlete and a part of our school student council, and I would like to bring a change in the sports field for those girls who are deprived of opportunities and also help bring students together to bring a greater change to society we live in. Today, I would like to present the updates on the Girls with Girls program that began in November 2021. With the help of the students and alumni of the school, we were able to get 11 computers. With these computers, a computer learning center was created for the underprivileged girls of nearby slums and made available to them within the school campus. Sister Sabina and a group of girls held an inauguration ceremony before the commencement of the online classes. They were taught digital and English communication skills. All the classes were held online and rarely face-to-face, as this project had come into action during the COVID lockdown. Due to the success of this project in Tamil Nadu, it was expanded and included girls from Madhya Pradesh and Andhra Pradesh. Almost 35 girls were selected. Educators generously devoted their time to teaching computer and English communication skills. Additional gadgets like 2 laptops and desktops were also made available to them. This platform was used to have periodic conversation circles, which was very much effective to bridge the gap between the privileged and underprivileged girls. The project came to an end in April of 2022, by which time they were equipped with the necessary skills to take forward and use for a better future with greater opportunities. We have not commenced this year yet, but we hope to soon have women to continue the project when we have more resources to continue the program. We thank the unit leaders, the heads of our schools, the teachers, and the students for their phenomenal support. Let us hope to bring a change to the lives of many, and let us do it together. It will no longer just be me. It shall be we. Thank you.
Hello everyone. I am Nida Taranum from Mysore, Southwest India, and I was one of the moderators at IDG 2021. My tagline is I can and I will. I am here to put light on the work of our project, which was titled as Girls with Girls for Girls. In Southwest India, a resource person advocates almost 80 girls in our school itself, and we focus on adult digital literacy where we involve parents also. Self-reliant girls who recognize their rights have access to digital education and employment opportunities. Here, girls learn essential English communication, soft skills, advocacy on girls' rights using a digital platform. Cyber safety measures are in place for all program participants. Girls as team leaders and motivators, spreading the awareness of vital girls' empowerment. Furthermore, we are looking for the impact which enables them as decision makers to have access to reliable and factual information. Thank you.
Hi everyone. My name is Abigail Kirana from Indonesia. I'm alumni from Beranasiam Vocational High School, Bogor, who's involved in the International Day of Girls 2021 projects. And thank you for giving me this opportunity to create a project, plan it, execute it, and manage and train teamwork. Indonesia has carried out 4 projects. In the projects, we create workshop, case studies, and training. The project is about how we optimize and be waste in digital platforms or digital technology. And from these projects, our students, especially girls, can understand how to be waste when using digital platforms and can apply them in real life through learning activities. After undergoing a training projects, we as girls can use social media to promote the food and other products we make. This project is running smooth and the girls are enthusiastic to participate in lessons, make reports, and make application to sell products online. That's the impact for us from the project that we has done. And thank you for the support from the participants involved.
Good day to all present. My name is Ashni Thomas, and as the representative of Sri Lanka for International Girl Child Day 2021, I would like to give a brief summary of our project, which my teammates and I were tasked with. Sri Lanka has found herself in turbulent times, where 25% of our population fell below poverty line. We aimed at students with big dreams but no means, struggling to stay afloat, and whose education was impeded by the prevailing social unrest. For these girls residing in areas where gender disparity is high, tabs with relevant educational platforms already installed were distributed. A well-experienced teacher carried out a comprehensive workshop to educate students on how they can improve their digital realities. To protect them from unsuitable consent, we made sure to place cyber safety measures on all devices provided to our beneficiaries. As this project came to fruition, we were filled with immense joy that the outcomes were in line with our theme of bridging the digital gender divide to accelerate change. Being able to witness these tabs being used to self-learn skills and improve their global perception, as well as to link themselves firmly to the Good Shepherd movement, was, to be honest, quite fruitful to watch. As we fell back to online learning during the prolonged school closures during curfew imposed to curtail the protest, these devices played a major role to facilitate the process of e-learning. Through this, we believe that our project positively impacted our youngsters and gave them hope during the dark times we faced as a country. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Helena from the Philippines. Thank you for giving us this time to give you a project update on the Girls with Girls for Girls project from the Philippines. This is Tahanan ni Santa Agnes, a resource and advocacy center for girls in unique situations. Tahanan ni Santa Agnes is located in the neighborhood of Balagtas in Batangas, Philippines. This project is implemented by the St. Bridget Community Center Incorporated and the St. Mary Euphrasia Integrated Development Foundation Incorporated. The goal of this project is to help girls and daughters of women in prostitution by giving them a conducive environment for online learning. We're helping girls and other children to have a safe and efficient digital access. Our goal is to provide utilities such as printing services and internet access by establishing a learning and resource center in different target locations to facilitate learning and access to education, while ensuring a safe space for them. In the long run, we seek that the resource center can also be an income-generating project to sustain the costs of the facility. I provided some photos to share with everyone about the progress of Tahanan ni Santa Agnes. Here is a photo of the original hub showing the computer setup. Children and students can come here to book the center for an hour of use. Technicians came to prepare the devices and the lines for the Wi-Fi and internet connection. Furthermore, the educators who serve as the guides in the hub are trained youth who are volunteer social workers. We can see how active they are as they teach hands-on training on basic computer literacy. The hub was operational in a rented space from the months of May to June. This was soon transferred to the St. Bridget Community Center Incorporated's office due to safeguarding issues. Still, a small income was generated from the photocopying services, and this went to funding the bond papers and printer ink of the facilities. In Tahanan ni Santa Agnes, 3 IP students, 2 college scholars, children of women in unique situations, and the empowered women in the advocacy have access and are making use of these gadgets as schools in Batangas undergo hybrid learning. That will be all from the Philippines, and we look forward to sharing future updates on our growing project that aims to empower digital literacy for girls and children in unique situations. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that clear and concise update, girls. We're glad to hear of the progress that has been made, and we hope that our unit leaders continue to support us in this project as we mindfully wish to bridge the digital gender divide. Next up is an update of the good cyber practices, the urgent need of the hour. You can watch the upcoming video, which explains how this project was rolled out last year. I now invite Paula and Jamie to enlighten us on their forthcoming plans with regard to this project.
Good day to everyone, and thank you for the opportunity to share about our project. I'm Jamie and this is Paula. We are connected with Good Shepherd in Singapore, Malaysia. So you saw there that last year we had over 100 participants from all over Asia Pacific join us for the Good Cyber Practice workshops. We met at 6 occasions and we learnt about all of those topics you saw listed in the video. As a result of the workshop, a group of the participants decided to continue on their work and develop a framework for good cyber practice to assist with the education of good cyber practices in schools and other social services across Asia Pacific. The purpose of this task was because Good Shepherd aims for all women and girls to have sufficient, safe and equitable access to digital spaces, enabling empowerment for their progress emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally and intellectually now and into the future. The framework is almost complete and we're ready now to do some trial rollouts, which will be happening soon. And into next year, we plan to hold a more formal release of the framework with a guided implementation across a wider range. The Cyber Group will remain together to support the implementation of this program and develop it further as time goes by. And they'll also wish to engage further in awareness raising and advocacy for this topic, to share the message of good cyber practice to empower girls and women across the Asia Pacific. Thank you.
Thank you, Paula and Jamie, for this clear update. We appreciate all the efforts that you have put into this project.
I can also see Sister Joan Lopez on screen now. Thank you so much for joining us now, sister.
We've been looking forward to sharing with everyone the winners of our logo making contest for this year. 17 entries from India, Sri Lanka and Indonesia have made their way, and we commend everyone who has taken their time to produce something meaningful that can symbolize the power of moving from me to we, as we attempt to bridge the gap in access to girls' rights. Let's watch a video showcasing all the logos that made it to the finals.
Aren't they all simply amazing? Congratulations to you all.
I call upon Sister Winifred, who can't be judged by her looks because she thinks in the shoes of every girl in this platform and beyond as she represents Good Shepherd at the United Nations. Sister Winifred, please announce the winner of this powerful logo for the IDG 2022.
Thank you very much, Carol, and all girls this afternoon for such a wonderful presentation. And of the 16 logos presented to me to make a selection, I really wanted to select everybody. And so it was very difficult for me to only pick one. And so, you know, Sashi said only one. So I am fulfilling the wishes to name the winner this afternoon. And the winner is from Indonesia, Manuela Claricia. So congratulations, Manuela. And I think this is a fabulous logo and it's so colorful and bright. And Me2We. Yes, marvelous. Congratulations again, Manuela. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sister Winifred. Congratulations, Manuela Claricia. We'd love to hear from you about what inspired you to create such a meaningful logo. Go ahead, Manuela.
My name is Mana Anusia, usually called Clara. I'm from graduate student of Melanesia Vocational High School. I'm so grateful because my logo for International Day of the Girl is won the competition. First of all, I want to say thank you so much to all of you in the Zoom event, and thank you to Sister Afrida and my friends who always supported me to make this logo. I hope that this logo can share the spirit for all girls to be more powerful and cheerful. Those are all my words as the winner of the ADG 2022 logo competition. Thank you.
Thank you for inspiring us, Manuela. We're so glad to see how motivating your logo has been. Sister Joan, would you like to say something to all the girls who took part?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Elizabeth. Congratulations to everybody. In fact, congratulations for this gathering again, once again, Girls for Girls with Girls, or girls hosting, organizing together, of course, with all your teachers, with all your mentors. It's great to see the projects that you've also done. I just want to say just one more sentence so that I don't take up your time. You are learning, you are growing and forming yourselves, evolving into the wonder that you are meant to be. So thank you, congratulations, great job through the year, and congratulations to the winners of the logo, the winner, but to all girls, all of those who participated. Everything was so wonderful. How can we choose one? But one was selected and needed to be. But everybody is a winner and a wonder. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Sister Joan. It was so inspiring. We're so glad to see such motivating logos to represent our solidarity. We appreciate everyone who has taken the effort to design, draw, and judge the logos. Kudos to you all. It's now time for a commercial break. No event is complete without a fun-filled segment. Over to Tiffany and team.
Good day, everyone. I am Tiffany, and I'm here with Isabel and Kylie. Now, I know that today has been a long, hasn't it? So let's have a game break. We are highly encouraging everyone here to join.
So, what exactly is the game She the Who? Well, the participants will be given hints using logos, shadows, and iconic lines of a specific character from movies, specifically Disney princesses. Using the Zoom chat box, type in your answers. Can we try the Zoom chat box out? Please type 1 if you are doing well and 2 if not.
I see that everyone's doing great today. That's good to hear. Now, Isabel, how are you doing? How about you? Are you doing well? I heard that you also took an exam earlier today.
Actually, I'm very tired. It was very draining, but I think I did well, hopefully. How about you?
Yeah.
Didn't you have an
Well,
exam
same as
too?
well. But I had a hard time answering my math exam, but I still pushed through. Now, let's try to guess some symbols. Next slide, please. There is the mechanics. As said there, the participants will be given hints using logos, shadows, and iconic lines of a specific character from movies, specifically Disney princesses. Using this, we did that earlier. Now let's move on to the guessing game.
Okay, try to guess these symbols. I remember watching this and feeling very brave afterwards.
Wow, I'm shocked that many people are getting it already. Okay, next slide. Yes, you're right. This is Merida. Now, let's talk about the movie Brave. It examines the traditional culture of arranged marriage in certain countries, as Merida was only 16 when her parents arranged her for marriage. Moreover, Brave depicted young girls being obliged to be bound by matrimony. Next slide. As defined, any formal or informal union between a child under the age of 18 and an adult or another child is referred to as child marriage. This is frequently the result of entrenched gender inequality affecting girls inordinately. The concept of child marriage deprives girls of their childhood while also endangering their lives and health. Girls who marry before the age of 18 are more likely to experience domestic violence and are less likely to continue their education. They receive more tragic economic and health outcomes than their unmarried counterparts, which are eventually passed down to their own children, putting a country's capacity to provide quality health and education services under further strain. In 2016, an estimated 15.4 million people were in forced marriages. Women and girls made up 88% of this. At the times at the time of marriage, 37% of those victims were under the age of 18, while 44% of those married were under the age of 18. In addition, it is estimated that 80% of all marriages in South Asia are arranged by the bride and groom's parents. Many future spouses have never met each other, but before they are introduced by their parents.
Okay, let's move on to our next slide.
Try to guess these symbols. And oh, okay, a lot of people are actually getting it already again. Okay, next slide. Many of you guessed Moana, and yes, you are right. This is Moana. Now, Moana is a leader who embodied female empowerment, had empathy, teaching young girls to be an excellent listener to the people around them, the same as communicating when conflict arose. Besides that, she has constantly shown her exceptional independent character, which could come across as I don't need someone to make decisions in my life. Unlike other Disney princesses, she broke the stereotype the princess needs her prince. And although it was seen as quite odd to others due to the cemented perspective of the princesses, this only created a tight inspiration to all girls of all ages, and it influenced them to become a stronger woman. With all the current disheartening events happening in our society daily, particularly the violence made towards women and girls, we are forced to come out of our shells and build a character that is strong willed and determined, that could become our force against violence against women. Moving on to our next slide.
Try to guess these symbols. I really love this movie. Under the sea, under the sea. Wow. Okay, everyone's actually getting it correct. So you are correct. This is Ariel from The Little Mermaid. Next slide, please. In Little Mermaid, Ariel embodies how women have the right to make decisions for their own bodies, not minding what other people perceive about them. She herself was the one who made the decision to transform herself from a mermaid into a human, a good representation of my body, my choice. Next. It is a basic right for all individuals to be able to make autonomous decisions about their own bodies, to ensure equality, privacy, and bodily integrity. The most recent and controversial issue about women's rights has been regarding their reproductive health, their access to quality, emergency, and affordable contraception, and the decision whether to terminate or continue pregnancy. As of April of last year, it was reported by the UNFPA that only 71% of countries guarantee access to overall maternity care, and only 75% legally ensure full, equal access to contraception. Moreover, Approximately 80% of countries have laws supporting sexual health and well-being, and about 56% have laws and policies supporting comprehensive sexuality education. Based on these statistics, we know that we still have a long way before achieving gender equality. Almost half of women are denied bodily autonomy, meaning that millions of women do not own nor have control over their bodies. The accessibility of women to these basic rights can greatly affect their future personal and family life. If women were given the rights that they truly deserve, especially the right to have control over their own body, they would most definitely be more likely to be empowered in other aspects of their lives. They'd attain more knowledge on their health, and there will be an increase in their safety. Being denied these basic human rights only fortifies inequalities and allows violence against women to continue. Due to problems that concern human rights, the UN has created a council called the Working Group, and bodily autonomy, equality, and reproductive health are only a few of their goals. They take suggestions and discuss how best to deal with certain problems regarding civil rights. In addition, the UNFPA, or United Nations Population Fund, aids people to obtain contraception, life-saving reproductive health services and information, and they empower women and girls to make knowledgeable decisions about their lives and bodies.
That was very well said, Isabel. And that was also such a fun game to play.
I agree, Tiffany. We also learned about the different issues about women and women's rights through our game. Thank you, everyone, for participating. Back to you, Carol and Elizabeth.
Thank you so much for that game, Tiffany and team. So, Tiffany, Isabel, Bianca, thanks to all of you. I'm sure we all had fun while learning more about what you were trying to teach us through Disney movies. Who knew that Disney movies could hold so much meaning, right? Okay, so all day we've been expressing the importance of Me2We because the fight for girls' rights should be a collective effort done not just by girls but by the community as a whole. Earlier, we heard educators speaking about how they can help with girls' needs in school. Now, we would like to include in the conversation some boys from different countries so that we can learn about how boys' actions are critical to achieving girls' rights. Yes, we have arrived at a very special segment in today's event, Boys in Solidarity with Girls. We are minding the gap in access to girls' rights now, and we believe that boys and girls should work together in this venture. We are super thrilled to have Billy from Indonesia, who is here in solidarity with the girls as he speaks about harassment and violence in relationships with girls. The stage is all yours, Billy.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are in a good health and having a nice day. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Billy McCollin. I'm 17 years old and I'm a student at Baranang Vocational High School. My tagline is Together We Are Stronger. I am here as a male representative speaker from Indonesia, and I will be sharing about the issues of violence in dating. I think the topic I will speak about is seldomly discussed because the relationship status is still dating and not about a married couple. It seems like we seldom read or hear about dating violence, but I think it is because issues on dating violence are rarely reported or published, and we never really know what is happening between dating couples around us. Dating violence is usually done by the boy in the relationship by pinching or kicking, or at the worst moments, he resorts to smacking or beating them. This incident will create mental trauma and also hurt them physically, mentally, and emotionally. As a boy, we can avoid this from happening in our own relationship or with couples dating around us. In my opinion, committing violence while dating is not worth to do because in the end, it is violence. It can be either physically or emotionally. You know, when we love someone and we want that person to be ours, we give 100% of our love to do that person and do or give the best thing to make them happy and smile. Violence in dating will have a profound impact and imprint it in their mind because It causes prolonged trauma which left the entire dating experience a bad one due to the trauma inflicted. If they or we have a problem, we should talk about it properly and keep the situation calm rather than resulting to violence. We can also make a commitment that no violence at all should happen as long as we are dating and treat the girls with immense respect. The girls should also be aware of the limits and be able to warn the boy so that they know their limits. I think that's all from me. Thank you for listening, everyone. I hope with this discussion, we could educate and remind the teens around us to be more sensitive about dating violence because it usually happens in silence. As it says, silence creates its own violence. Thank you, everyone. Terima kasih.
Thank you, Billy. Wasn't that inspiring? I sure agree with him. Everyone should know their limits. Now I call upon Manthan from India to speak on the same.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, Manthan.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. So hello everyone and my greetings to all of you. First of all, I'm very glad for the opportunity given to me to speak out for girls. As our motto says, Me2We. I also want to be a strong voice talking for girls' rights. Well, as the question suggests me about speaking about expecting girls in leadership, I think that it is the most important thing we should think on right now. Earlier, we were struggling for the slogan that was letting girls live, but now we should fight for letting girls take leadership roles. When you are a leader, you work for a team. When you are working for your team, it may have members including girls and boys. It's a fact that boys and girls are equal and they have the same abilities, but as discussed in the last circle discussions on climate change, where we discussed some problems and issues regarding girls, we concluded that a girl can understand a girl better than boys. Yes, boys can understand each other, but I think the girls can do it more better. Of the most important reasons, I think, is the thought processes may also vary, giving us the benefits in team ideas, taking girls in teams. If talking about leadership qualities, our mother is the best example as she leads the family and its members. I think every woman and girl has a leadership qualities hidden in them. Now, the question arises in mind that how we can implement this in our day-to-day lives. The most important way of implementing this is giving the girls equal opportunities to lead as boys, and seeking for their opinion and views is also a point. Well, I'll conclude by saying that recently in India, we celebrated the festival Navratri, a festival to honor the feminine power, to respect the feminine power. And I'll end by saying that there is a saying that practice makes boys perfect. Practice makes boys perfect, but every girl is born perfect. Thank you.
Thank you so much for showing your respect and solidarity, Manthan. We deeply appreciate your courage in giving your best for this noble cause. It is true that girls can lead exemplarily, and equal opportunities should be given to girls to lead. We now approach the last segment of today's program, Building Bridges from Me to We. Before we move on, let's take a look at all the lovely posters that came in for the poster making competition. These posters are also the ones that have made it to the finals.
Hope you enjoyed that video. Here are some inspiring entries from the day of the Girls Summit from Good Shepherd Asia Pacific. We are so proud to see these wonderful posters, artwork, and poetry which speak volumes on the power of girls and their dreams for each other. Everyone, now it's time to unveil the winners of our poster making contest. We all know you've been work hard, pouring your efforts into this. I request Sister Salome Cruz, Unit Leader of Good Shepherd Malaysia, Singapore, a steadfast supporter of us girls, to announce the winner posters of Category 1.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Carol. Yeah, can I just say a few words before I announce the winners?
Yes, ma'am. Sure, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to say it was so wonderful to come together as a big Good Shepherd family to celebrate and acknowledge the gifts and talents the girls possess and bring into the development of the whole family and society. I think this year's International Day IDG has truly shifted from the perspective of me to we, an invitation to be inclusive. We can be more impactful when our voices are collective. This is actually also in line with our congregational direction statement, which speaks of inclusivity and to practice the culture of justice. You have touched so many topics, spoke so courageously, and together claim your rights. It truly speaks of liberation and empowerment. Congratulations, girls. We are indeed proud of you. We know that this celebration can only be possible because there are many people who contributed and worked behind the scenes, empowering the girls and youth to come together on this virtual platform. So on behalf of the APC unit leaders, I would like to appreciate the team of Good Shepherd educators, Asia Pacific, who worked behind the stage. Yeah. Special mention to the team that is comprised of Mrs. Sashi, Sister Alfreda from Indonesia, Dolly Maros from Philippines, Geraldine Robert from Singapore, Malaysia, Sushama Stevens, Southwest India, Sujani from Sri Lanka, and also special mention to Miss Teresa Simmons, who held the space since 2020 along with Sashi and Jill from the Philippines, for encouraging each one of you. So IDG 2020 has brought the schools and services from Asia Pacific on the same platform as well. Many thanks to Ms. Onali, our regional manager of GSIF Asia Pacific. Sister Winifred and Miss Kimberly from International Justice Peace Office, who have supported the girls to raise their voices together. And this year, we have expanded to include the voices of Remoa. So we want to also acknowledge the presence of Jandri and her team from Australia as collaborators in this event. And we must not forget the many boys and girls from Philippines, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, and India who have come together in solidarity through their contribution and their presence here. Okay, so now comes the time to announce all that we have been waiting for so long, to announce the winners of the poster making competition. First, I would like to congratulate the 40 finalists ages 4 to 18 years old from India, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, and Philippines for your participation. We appreciate your creative ideas to communicate the message from the IDG event with the theme Me2We. Okay, I'll be announcing category 1 below 10 years. First, a special mention to the 2 students in this category are Alana Roslin from Good Shepherd School, Chennai, and Grace from Indonesia. The 3rd place goes to Arna Amol Vishwas, age 4, Good Shepherd Convent School, Karjat, India. Okay. The second place goes to Hari Dishri, age 9, Good Shepherd School, Chennai, India. And the first place to Anushka, age 9, Sacred Heart Girls High School, Bangalore, India. Thank you, Carol. Thank you to all the winners.
Wow, what amazing artwork by the students in the age group 4 to 9. Thank you, Sister Salome, for doing the honors. Now I request Sister Alfonza, unit leader from Indonesia, who supports and encourages every girl to be who she wants to be, to announce the winners for category 2, ages 10 to 13.
Thank you, Elizabeth. And I'm going to announce the winner for posters making competition category 2. The winners are from the 4th place is from Rosmaurin Fiarto from Indonesia, and PH Pasra from Sacred Heart Girls High School, Bangalore, India. And the 3rd place, category 2, from Prapti Pranesh from Good Shepherd Convent School, Karjat, India. The 2nd place is A. Varsha from Good Shepherd School, Chennai, India. And the 1st place is Renilda Yulita from Santa Maria Fatima School, Indonesia. So congratulations, the winners, and congratulations to those who have participated in the competitions. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Alfonza, for congratulating our winners. Now I invite Ms. Teresa Simons, our Supergirl leader, to announce the winners for the collegiate level. Teresa is a dynamic advocate herself, and she is here to announce the champions who will follow in her footsteps.
Thank you so much for this opportunity to announce the leaders of category 3 of this poster making competition. We go now to the next slide. We have special mention for the group from Indonesia, and the artists in this group are Revelka, Kesley, Yoshika, Kurniawan, and Meta Surya Kusuma. In the 3rd place, in category 3, we have the winner, Irangi Perumane, Good Shepherd Convent, Kandy, Sri Lanka. In the 2nd place, we have a poster made by a group of 3 persons, Francisca Indriani, Kyrene Sarahilini, Gracia Regita Manek from Indonesia. And in the 1st place of this poster making competition for category 3, the winner is Saida Umehani from Good Shepherd Bellary, Southwest India. Congratulations to all the winners, and thank you to all who participated in the poster making competition.
Thank you, Ms. Teresa. Thank you, dear unit leaders, for announcing the winners. I am told that all the winning entries will be awarded certificates, and the award-winning ones have some surprises awaiting them as well.
Congratulations, and once again, thank you to everyone that has participated in this competition.
This session might be coming to an end, but the advocacy for girls' rights doesn't. I now call upon Isabel to throw some light on day 9 of 11 days of action of IDG 2022.
Hello, everyone. It's nice to see such an enthusiastic audience. I'm glad to see you all enjoying it, but the celebration of girls' rights doesn't end today. Tomorrow, October 9, from 11 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. New York time, we will be having a short live stream to talk about the importance of girl leadership as we navigate a world that has an increasing need for girls at the forefront of policy-making decisions. Next slide, please. Next, please. Great. You'll get to hear from Ata Bile, a brave and inspiring girl in South Africa. Next. Gayatri, who is overcoming different challenges just to speak on behalf of girls in Malaysia. Susan, next slide, please. A passionate and brimming young mind from India. And Chriselle, a hardworking and artistic voice for girls in Sri Lanka, who is actually here with us today. So come tune in tomorrow to hear their stories and what drives them as girl leaders. For more information, feel free to look through the Good Shepherd Justice Peace Office social media pages. We hope to see you there, and I'm passing it back to Carol. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Isabel. Today's event might be coming to an end, but let's meet tomorrow at 11 a.m. EST, as well as with the Hangout session where voices will be heard. We encourage all of you to join and hear them. Indeed, it's Me2We here. Join in through YouTube and check out your local time for 11 a.m. EST for 30 minutes.
That's not all. We have another exciting event coming up, Lunch and Learn. This event will take place on October 11th and is hosted by Good Shepherd, Australia, New Zealand, where some of our girls will be joining in the session. Thanks for the invitation, Australia, New Zealand. We are excited to join you on October 11th.
We also hope to see you at CSW 67, wherein we shall all advocate for this year's theme, innovation and technological change and education in the digital age for achieving gender equality and the empowerment of all women and girls. We would like to express our gratitude firstly to Almighty God, who has made it possible for us to meet together and encourage each other today.
Our heartfelt gratitude to all the educators and students who educated us this session and expressed their views clearly. No words are sufficient to express our gratitude to our Good Shepherd super leader, Sister Joan Lopez, and her team. Your courage and support is contagious. Thank you, dear unit leaders and all our mission partners. We dream of many more advocacy events with your guidance as always.
Teresa ma'am, we love you and remember that we are here. Thanks to your permanent support. Special thanks to Sugandha and our technical support leaders. How can we forget our mentions? Jill, Sister Sujani, Sister Afrida, Geraldine, Ms. Sushma, and Ms. Sashi. We count on you always and dream of co-creating many more events with you in the future.
We've learned and listened, and we've come together as a community to show how significant it is for girls to have representation and inclusivity. As we say goodbye, let us take a moment to appreciate how far we've come and to really remind ourselves that together we can. As the curtains come down, let's rise together as one human family, rooted in equity and love. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.